Hi, my name is Andrea, and I'm from Spring Creek Prairie Audubon Center. Spring Creek Prairie is an amazing place that has three very important habitats, places where plants and animals live. We have tallgrass prairie, and when I say tall grass, I mean tall grass. It can be over 9 feet tall sometimes. Wetlands, we have ponds and marshes, and woodlands, places where there's trees and brush and shrubs. We protect all these important habitats specifically for birds, but also that ends up protecting it for all the other plants and animals that live there. We hope you will come and see us one of these days. Today, I am going to show you how to do a fun and quick craft activity. We are going to make binoculars. Binoculars are something that can help you focus in and look very closely at a specific object. Have you ever seen anyone using binoculars? Maybe they're looking for birds, or maybe they're at a football game trying to see what's going on at the other end of the field. I have a really fun and easy way to make some binoculars just with things that you can find around your house. So, these are the things that you'll need to make your binoculars today. Pair of scissors, a string, maybe about 25 inches long, some tape or glue, either one. This is a paper punch. It's handy to make holes in paper. You can use other things, but if you've got one of those. Some crayons, a plain slip of paper, rubber band, and, most important, 2 toilet paper tubes. Now you can use a paper towel tube and just cut it in two. That works too. So, remember I said quick and easy. Take your 2 toilet paper tubes, take your rubber band, and actually you're done. You have your binoculars. Now, we're going to do a few more things to them, but you really could just stop right there. If you don't have a rubber band, if you don't have rubber bands, or if you have rubber bands that are all too big or too little, you can just tape these together or glue them. But there you've got your binoculars. Now, we're going to do a little bit more to them. We're going to decorate them a little bit. I have a fun little sticker I'm going to put on here. You can use your crayons to draw some pictures of things that you maybe want to look at. If you want to go out and look for birds or look for different plants, some things to remind you of what to look for. You can also take that plain slip of paper, and I already had drawn a kind of a fun rainbow pattern on there. So just wrap that right around your binoculars and use a couple pieces of tape, and there you go. You've got your binoculars all decorated. One last step for your binoculars. It's nice when you're out looking at things through your binoculars to not have to hold them all the time. So this is where you take your paper punch and slide it on there and just punch a hole. Now, if you don't have a paper punch, that's okay. You can ask an adult to take some scissors or something sharp and poke through there. You just want to make one hole in each side of the paper, of the toilet paper tubes. Then, put your string in there and tie it off. This is probably the hardest part. And do the other side. Okay. You can use string, yarn, whatever you can find. Okay, then slip this over your head, and voila, you have binoculars. Now, I mentioned that people will use binoculars to see things that are far away. Maybe they want to look at that bird that's in a tree. Now, real binoculars have these special pieces of glass or lenses in both ends of the binoculars, and that magnifies whatever it is that you're looking at. So you can see all the feathers on the bird and the beak. Now, that doesn't mean your binoculars aren't useful. They are very useful. They will help you focus in on what you want to see. Focus in on what you want to see. Try this. Look at an object right across from you. Maybe it's across the room, or maybe it's a leaf on a tree outside. And just look at that one object. Don't move your eyes. Don't look around. Just look at that one object. Now, is that one object that you're looking at the only thing that you can see right now? No, I can see a whole bunch of stuff out here. Now, put up your binoculars. Wow, that is amazing how much the binoculars cut out a lot of that other stuff. I can still see a little bit, but mostly it cut out all that other stuff, and it's letting me focus in better on that one object that I was looking at. So when you want to really look at one thing, binoculars can help. Now, I have one last decorating idea for your binoculars, and that is to make a really cute owl mask. Isn't that fun? Owls are really amazing animals, and you can look them up on the computer and see all the different sizes and shapes, and sometimes their heads are different shapes, but you can look at them and pick out the one that you want to make your mask look like. This particular mask is about 5.5 inches wide, and it's about 3.5 inches from its beak to the top of its head. And then the eye openings are, amazingly, just the same size as your toilet paper tube. So you can just draw right around those. So then you cut them out and cut the eyes out, and you have this really cute owl mask. We're going to put our owl mask on our binoculars. So we will have some owl eye binoculars. Again, a little bit of tape on there, and a little bit of tape right there. And you've got your owl eye binoculars. Aren't they fun? Owls, and you also have not just owl eye binoculars, but you almost have real owl eyes. Owl eyes are really amazing. They're very different from our eyes. Try this. Don't move your head and look around. You can move your eyes side to side, up and down. Owls can't. They can't do that because their eyes are shaped like a toilet paper tube. Their eyes are very long and tubular, and they're really big, so they fit back in their head like that. So if you had two great big huge eyes in your head like that, you wouldn't be able to move your eyes to look around either. So how do owls look around? I'll bet a lot of you know this because owls are very famous for being able to turn their head. How far? Almost all the way around. You're right. So if you and I were an owl and we started looking over our left shoulder, we could keep turning our heads until we were looking straight behind us. And then we could continue to turn our heads until we were looking almost over our right shoulder before we had to turn around and unwind. Owls have a whole bunch more bones in their neck than we do, and their muscles are very flexible. They're amazing birds. Now, to practice using your owl eye binoculars, I have a challenge for you. I want you to really focus Practice focusing on one object at a time. So take your owl eye binoculars and go around to each room in your house or your apartment. Or if you can look out a window, maybe look up and down your neighborhood. And slowly look around. One thing, when you're using binoculars, it's important not to walk around. Just stand still. You can move with them up, but don't walk around or you'll trip on something. So, go to each room of your house. Just spend some time looking. Move them a little and then look again. And only just focus on what you're seeing through the binoculars. And try to find 5 things that you've never noticed before. You think you can do that? In your own house, where you've been for years? Do you think you can find something you'd never noticed before? I'll bet you'd be surprised. Thanks so much for being here with me today and learning a little bit about binoculars, how they can help you focus just on what you want to see. I hope you have fun making them and using them. Maybe you can bring them with you when you come to visit us at Spring Creek Prairie Audubon Center.